Okay, so Yanis is graduated, as I mentioned to some of you before, from the program, and he's going to tell us a little bit. And I think it's important for lots of people because they're in the process right now of looking for job. Although three people have found jobs already, and two are in the process of some final stuff. So could be very interesting. So tell us, how did you go about getting that job?
Sure.
2 years.
Right. So I graduated from the program in May of 2020. So at that point in time, that was at the peak of COVID. So it was kind of a tough time for me and a lot of my graduating classmates. A lot of them didn't have jobs lined up. So it took me a couple months to get there, but I got my job through networking. So I spoke to close friends, working different finance roles, and eventually got connected to a managing director that's currently at my firm, getting a first round interview there, and ended up getting it through that. So yeah.
Simple enough. Networking. Yeah. Don't answer
Yeah.
ads. So what do you, so tell us about what you do now.
Sure. So I work at a boutique investment bank as an analyst. So we work with lower middle market companies, anywhere from the 5 to 30 million revenue range. Industries are like healthcare, tech, industrials. But again, because we're small, we work with whatever industries, come to us a lot of the time. So yeah, so as an analyst, I, conduct any financial analysis that needs to be done. When we initially start working with the company, we get their financials, and make projections and build out models. And also working on different marketing materials, and we go to different PE firms to try and sell the company or merger acquisition or whatever it may be. So that's the general overview. Yeah.
So so essentially you go out and you sell them. Oh, it's lower middle market companies, you said, right? Small companies.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you sell? What, financing, advice?
Yeah. So M&A, mergers, acquisitions. I can't really speak more specifically in terms of
no, of course.
But yeah, M&A, cap raises, restructuring. Those are the main services that we do. So yeah, I know investment banking is not as common with the graduates from the program, but so.
Well, actually, I mean, not now, but at your time, and like Evan, for example,
yeah,
he went there too, and yeah, I mean, you have great skill set, maybe too much. And then, so let's talk about that. Then, how much? What are you using right now in terms of what you've learned versus?
So actually, in terms of the coursework from the program, I don't really use much there. Yeah, I'm not sure I use much at all, actually, of what I learned in the program. But the nice thing about the program is, whatever area in finance you end up in, everyone knows it's a very rigorous coursework, and it's well respected. So even if you don't end up there, it'll help you, So yeah.
So what's going on out there? What are you seeing in terms of trends, in terms of
trends? Yeah. I guess generally, in terms of the market, I don't know, it seems pretty bearish right now with rate hikes coming in March, inflation, the continued COVID issues. So I don't know, doesn't seem great in that aspect. I guess in terms of job trends, employment's been getting better, so that should be better for you guys. We're still looking for a job.
I guess if you find a job in May of 2020, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Even what's his name? He's in Argentina now, but
Gabriel?
Gabriel,
Yeah.
he found a job. And he was an international student, so you could imagine how difficult it was for him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, he interviewed, first he trained a lot. I think he was getting a little too bulky. And
Yeah.
then, he interviewed, he went to send jobs everywhere. I mean, and so they are there. You just have to it's just how much you really want to get to it. It's possible. Yes. And you're right. Your degree does, basically saying, look, you're smart. So you probably
Yeah.
could do about everything. This is exactly what Evan was talking about when he said, when he interviewed on campus, they say, wow, I mean, if I have a choice between you and someone else, I mean, I'll take somebody like you if you don't mind. And I mean, he didn't like it right away. But so
Yeah.
I want to make sure that anyone has any questions for you.
Sure.
Yeren, looks like you were going to say something.
I have a very small question. So I see on LinkedIn that you I think you had a summer internship with Morgan Stanley for 3 months. I think that's a great opportunity, and if you could share your experience and how you got in there, was it through network or online applications or any insights?
Definitely. So I did also get that through networking. So yeah, again, just networking, first round interview. It's funny because I'll say this. When I was in your guys' position now, and Professor Zora was always, oh, networking. I was like, I feel like I'm more of like a shy person. So that wasn't always the way that I wanted to do it. So, I was doing the applications online and stuff, but I guess looking back on it now, it truly is, the way to go. I mean, you can get a lot of interviews, but at the end of the day, if you're getting it through networking, it's kind of puts you more at the top. But yeah, that internship, it was more, not a lot of heavy analytical work. Obviously, I kept involved with different market trends and whatever index funds the clients were investing in, but nothing really quant related. So
It's one of those big, large Morgan Stanley, big bank type of, right? I mean, it's not as interesting as if you work on some smaller niche project, right? Because I feel sometimes they hire or they bring in huge amount of interns, doing kind of work, but
right.
But also one more question, did having a really big name such as Morgan Stanley on your resume reflect in a way, help you with your full-time job applications? Even when the profile probably was not as great, as it was not really a quant job, but did the big name help you, or what is it? Is it the specific job that you do, even if it's a smaller company, that works out? How do you see the dynamics there?
Interesting. Yeah, to be honest, I do think the big name helps,
Okay.
especially with submitting the resume and getting a first round interview. I can't say for sure, but I think it did, just based on before and after that internship. But yeah, I mean, in terms of a big name or smaller name, I think if you're tailoring your resume for whatever job you're applying to, then you should be good. I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker type of thing.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Anything else? Any other questions? The thing is, Yanni, a lot of them have, Jack is kind of working, but he's already, and a bunch of other Brian and Matthew, so they
Yeah.
they have jobs and stuff. So
Right.
it's funny you say that now, going to networking, you just network, but you know what? What does that mean, really? And I could see myself in terms of running the program also that networking it takes time. It's not like calling your father's or your mother's friend that works in a bank and say, hey, you got a job for me. It's like this. It's like a web, you grow it slowly, and then, but you're right. if you get a job, in fact, all the students so far got the jobs through internships, through networking.
Yep. Yep.
Answering job, go on the website. I mean, there's so many people. I mean, unless you happen to be lucky at that time, or you have a great, fantastic resume. But it's tough to get their attention. And like I said, I wish you not to show your CV at all. But you seem to be happy there because you've been there for a while, so that's good.
Yep. Yep. Just about a year now. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Hi, Yanni. My name is Jack. I'm honestly interested in what your thoughts on the market right now. Obviously, there's every reason to be bearish on everything between ridiculous inflation prints, very hawkish Fed, Russia invading the Ukraine. What do you see happening in the next quarter regarding just general trends? Like, obviously, we've seen a lot of equities trading at all-time highs despite whatever is going on, and then all of a sudden it seems to have crashed going into the first part of 22. Yeah, just wondering what your thoughts are.
Totally. It's it's funny because I've like been talking about this with my friends, and they're also so unsure. I certainly don't see a recovery in the market near term, especially or next quarter, just based with everything going on.
Are you in the camp of there's no way the Fed can fix inflation without causing a recession? Because that seems to be like the consensus view from a lot of people now.
Yeah, basically. I think without, I don't know, maybe an expansionary, policy could help. I'm not sure, but I don't know, definitely bearish, at least till the end of the next quarter. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Yeah. As Professor Zora mentioned, I'm also working right now, so always interested to hear what any thoughts are on anything. It seems to be, at least our group's view is it definitely makes sense to be bearish, but the market's also overreacting, so it could be a lot of fun to buy a bunch of stuff pretty soon. So looking forward to that day.
Definitely.
So yeah. Anyways,
Thanks, Jack.
no problem.
Yanni, thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course, guys. Good luck with the all the interviews and